Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Crypto Analyst here, and I hope all of you guys are having a good morning, evening, wherever you guys are from. And welcome back to the Crypto Analyst live stream. Now, today we're having James back on the show. He is the CEO of, or really, I guess, the founder of Maya Preferred 223. He's now one of the owners and I guess the proper word would be shareholder of DFS, as well as a part of a leading member of UK Financial. So I have him back on the show. Let me go ahead and make sure that his audio is on so that he can talk for us, and then we'll be able to, I guess, get ready to go here. So just give me 1 second to make sure that the audio is working out properly. And James, I think we are good to go and live. So welcome, James. It's great to be back. I guess you can go ahead and say hey, and then we can get moving on from here.
Sure. How you doing, guys?
So James is back here. We have a bunch of cool stuff that we wanted to talk about today. Obviously, I think that this is, probably going to be one of the, I guess, final interviews I'm really grateful that I was able to get you on here tonight because so much is happening with Maya and DFS, and like the amount of questions that I have gotten from my community in the comment sections of YouTube videos and private messages and over our Discord server. I mean, really just all over the place about DFS, Maya, the whole process, how it works, everything. What's the future hold? What's the plan? How is this going to work? All these little in and out questions. So I think that tonight will be, another really good opportunity to, I guess, have them ask you those. And like, we obviously have some points that we planned out before this about what we can talk about, because there's obviously news that we want to address, as well as talk about the forward split and how that's happening via the CADEX exchange right now, because I know that that's probably one of the biggest things going on.
Yes, it is. That's correct.
So
Um,
I guess you can go ahead and lead off with any main points and kind of explain exactly what is happening.
okay. We actually announced the first ever forward split in the history of cryptocurrency, and it's been a very easy road so far. We lowered the price of the coin, as we stated, to $250 a coin on the CADEX exchange if you buy with Bitcoin. All the other pairs and exchanges will stay the same until after the 60 days is up. As of right now, we're starting to do a lot of um, press releases and news that we've been building up for the company and the token, and that will be starting on Monday, I believe, or Monday or Tuesday. But as of right now, the forward split's going very well. Advertising on Facebook and other channels, along with other people on YouTube and stuff like that. I've been banging on my door to trying to get interviews and stuff like that. Um, but right now, everything's going very well.
And so one of the things that I was looking into, you guys, again, as the forward split started, I think something that I had a misconception of and something that I didn't get right was that the forward split where the price would be locked at $250. In reality, I got that wrong. The price is going to be locked to a Satoshi value or a Bitcoin pairing value of 0.025 Bitcoin. That's correct, right?
Yes, that's correct. And
Which
actually,
is
if
roughly
Bitcoin start right, roughly $250, and if Bitcoin goes dramatically up, we will then alter that to go down as nearest to $250
yeah.
as we can.
Yeah, and something that I was talking to you about this earlier today, and that, Bitcoin, with how volatile it's been lately, it's one of those things where you guys can't babysit the price, where, like, if it moves a couple $100s in a minute, you guys can't sit there, 24 hours, 7 days a week, watching or I guess especially during this, because, if it goes up like 5% in a couple of minutes, you guys can't babysit the price every single second of every single day. But for the most part, it's going to be hovering around that $250 mark. I've noticed that. You guys have been really good
Correct.
about adjusting it, and it's, I'm looking at the exchange right now, and it hasn't moved off really the Satoshi value of that 0.025 mark, which
Correct.
is, since Bitcoin's around $10,000, that's roughly $250. I saw today it's like 260, but for the most part, it's hovering right exactly where it needs to be.
Right. And like I said, we're going to alter that going up or down depending on what Bitcoin does.
Yeah. And okay, sorry, I missed my chat. Legendary, hey, welcome. Great to have you in here. Um, what was it? One of the things, I think I lost it over here. So let's go ahead and explain why, or really where it's happening over here, because I saw some people saying Some people were talking about it in the Discord today. They were saying, well, on FatBTC and this other exchange, it's still X amount of money, and then over on CADX, it's only $250. Do you want to go ahead and explain that for us?
Sure, sure. What we're doing right now is we've left alone the fat BTC total trading of Maya Preferred and the Ethereum pair on the CADX exchange. We've actually only lowered the Bitcoin pair to bring that down for the $250 mark. We believe that after the 60 days is up, the coin is going to take a life of its own, and that life will be, we believe, a lot higher than the $250 mark. And I think, personally, I think it's going to move right back up towards where we were once before. But as of right now, what we're doing is we only chose the CADX exchange along with Bitcoin pair to buy the coin at a set price of roughly around $250.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a good explanation. And one of the things is that I was just looking at it. Let me actually go back there real fast. Looking at it on a chart, it says, the thing's down 99%, but in reality, it's not really down 99% because although the price is down nearly 100 times, again, the part of the forward split is that people are compensated only if their funds are on CADX. If their funds are on CADX, they're compensated 100 times of what they owned.
Correct. And CoinMarketCap actually is still reporting us roughly around $22,000 because they've been notified and also has a bunch of the other quote system that are going to be putting asterisks next to our price, letting them know what we're doing. This is something that has never been done before in cryptocurrency history.
Yeah.
So for CoinMarketCap to still report $22,000, that shows that they do believe in the coin's price and what will happen after we remove the hold at roughly $250.
Yeah, I agree. And again, one of those things is that CoinMarketCap is not necessarily, I saw someone say, oh, well, you can just pay your way on the CoinMarketCap, and you really can. I've looked through their process.
Listen, I will tell you how it is. It took us because we are the highest price token in the world. They looked at us more than they looked at anyone else for listing us on their quote system. We had to do more proof to them than I believe any other token has to do proof to be listed. And again, it's because we were the highest price token in the world.
Yeah. One of the things that a lot of people have been talking about as well, I guess straying a little bit off of the Maya aspect of things, moving more into DFS. That's something that I haven't made a video on in a little while, but I still obviously still fully believe in. I've probably received, again, I guess the longer I've not done a video on it, I've received more and more questions on, well, what about DFS? Why aren't you making videos on DFS? Why is the price down from 10 cents to below 1 cent, and now it's up 20% or almost 30% on the day? What about DFS? That's probably one of the biggest questions. And
okay.
I guess I'll just let you kind of freely talk about that, and then I can ask you some questions from there.
No problem. We're actually in the final stages of finalizing the acquisition of DFS. There's about to be a lot of changes done to DFS that normal people right now, they look at the price of the coin and they think, oh my God, we're down. But when people see at the end of the day what we're doing and what we're about to do to the coin itself and its management team and everything like that, the token price today, in our opinion, is way undervalued. And when we did this deal, we did it to stabilize the market. And people are scratching their head, but how can you stabilize the market when you went up and down? But sometimes people don't understand, the structure of something, the perception of something today will not be the outcome tomorrow. Okay, and people are all wondering, why are we doing this, and why is this happening, going down and then up and now it's down? In reality, when you see the final product, it's not going to be the same DFS token company as you once knew it. And that includes the price of the token itself. We are, I would say, probably within 30 days or less to actually finalizing that acquisition, We're trying to get it done before the football season. Um, our management team is very, very excited. The CEO of DFS is an incredible, incredible gentleman. I mean, he works as hard as I do, and they've been following every single lead that we've talked about. We've told them they don't really fight on anything that we're doing. They see the big picture.
Yeah.
Many things are about to happen that have never been done in the crypto world again to DFS. And when that does happen, we're going to see a much tighter, much controlled atmosphere like we do at Maya Preferred in DFS. Digital fantasy sports is about to become the not only best in fantasy sports, but I do believe the most controlled atmosphere when it comes to the token itself.
Yeah. And so with DFS, I think one of the biggest misconceptions is that, oh, well, it's been forgotten about, and it's kind of pushed to the side, or it was acquired and shrugged off, when that's really not the case at all. I mean, you guys are still, especially with the DFS team, because I think that that's one of the biggest misconceptions, is that when you guys were starting that 51% acquisition, is that it was kind of throwing the DFS team out the window and bringing your own guys in, when that's not the case at
Absolutely
all.
not.
And like
No,
they're still completely building and running, and like they're doing that stuff. I mean, it's not like you got that
no.
acquisition and fired them all.
Let me. I'm
All the
gonna.
Jeremys. I mean, people really like the Jeremys. They're all still there. They're still doing exactly what they've been doing for years,
That's correct.
and it's still being worked on and developed. And I think that, if anything, that this partnership, at least from what my understanding of it and what I've known and talked to the Jeremys about and talked to you about and done my own research on, is that if anything, that this has been a helpful process, because now essentially what it just does is provide more funding and more liquidity for them to be able to do what they need to do. Um,
Correct.
I mean,
Correct.
just from where they were at, being smaller and having a bigger company come in, it does help them financially be able to do a lot of the things that they couldn't have done before. And so, if anything, things are moving along more fastly now than they ever have.
Correct.
Um,
I mean,
yeah,
let me explain one thing. Sometimes in business, when you have a team and you're not good at one thing, you try to hire someone who's good at that item that you're not good at. And I think the biggest problem that DFS had was not its management team,
I
not
agree.
the working, not the ability to pull off deals and everything like that. Their biggest problem was they didn't know how to control a market,
Hmm.
their coin market. Okay. And so many people have come to me and said, we're so happy that someone who knows the market itself is finally part of this team.
Yeah,
And that's what it is. The Jeremys are not going nowhere. They are running this company. They're pulling off extravagant deals with major, major
yeah,
networks. They're doing more for this coin than they ever could have, and anyone could have. I'm sorry, but their downfall was they didn't know how to structure and control a market, and now they have that, and that's what UK Financial brings to them. And some people might say, well, the coin's down, now it's up, now it's down again. Okay, I understand that. But I promise you, at the end of the day, there's things that are about to happen
yeah.
that you want to be part of.
I think that's another important point, is that I've seen a lot of, not a lot, but I definitely have seen some people come to me and say, hey, why isn't this thing already over $1? Why isn't this over $2? It's one of those things where it's still a project, although yes, the end goal, the end game is to get this thing over a couple of dollars. Same thing with Maya. Again, the end game is to get these guys worth a lot. Obviously, people want to make a lot of money, but they have to still understand that it's still a project, and with every project comes a timeline and a progression and a work schedule. And that while all these big things are planned, and as an investor, yes, I do believe people are going to make money in both of these, or else I wouldn't have you on my show. I wouldn't have done videos about you guys. If I didn't believe in you guys, we wouldn't be talking right
Right.
now. And so I personally
Correct.
believe in both of these, but I think that people still have to remember that it's still a project and a progression. This thing isn't going to go from 1 cent to $5, $10, whatever, in a week or a month. I mean, I've been making videos on it for probably 2 months now,
Right.
and I'm still holding mine. I haven't sold any of my DFS. I haven't sold any of my mapper. And the reason for that being is because this is a process. And I believe that at the end of the process, it's going to be a very successful opportunity, which is why, again, I'm holding it. But I think that one of the things that people have to remember is that it's still a process. It's not going to be something
Right.
that's instantaneous. It's not going to be instant gratification, but it's going to be something that's worth it at the end of it all. So when everything's said
Well,
and done and the project is done and the end goals have been hit, people are going to be extremely happy with what they see and hopefully with what they, own.
correct. And there's one thing that you stated I don't agree with,
Mm-hmm.
and you said instant gratification.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be very honest with everyone on the phone. You're going to see something in the crypto world that you might actually see something go from a penny to over $1 instantaneously
Mm-hmm.
when we do what we're about to announce.
Okay.
There are many, many aspects that UK Financial brings to DFS. And one of the major things is structuring of a currency and a coin, just like our experts have been doing for over 30 years in the stock market.
Yeah.
Sometimes the reason why DFS right now is not over $1, it's only because of supply versus demand.
Mm-hmm.
It's very simple. There's a lot of supply out there, which really is not a lot, and not enough demand yet.
Mm-hmm.
So we are working very diligently with Jeremy's. I call them the Jeremy's.
Yeah.
And they have done excellent jobs on doing everything I've told them to do. And some people, I'm going to be very honest, it's going to be very, very confused on how it actually happened instantaneously.
Yeah.
And people need to understand one thing. This is technically UK Financial's first deal of backing a cryptocurrency besides Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? This is its first micro cap coin it has chosen to back.
Yeah.
So I will be very straightforward. This deal will work. There is no doubt in my mind. This is going to be the blueprint that's going to go around the world on what we did before and after with a currency and a token. And DFS is very lucky enough to be number one. And everything that's going on right now is in the favor of the coin holders. Okay? This is going to be a blueprint. DFS is going to be a blueprint of every other currency that we back when it comes to the micro or smaller companies. All right?
Yeah.
Other companies are going to be banging on the door when they see the end result of DFS. And I talk about DFS very like it's part of me because it is part of our company. It's our first one. And I believe that one thing is true. It might actually go instantaneously. And that's going to be fun to watch.
And even more fun to partake in.
Absolutely.
And so one of the things that you kind of brought up during that, I didn't want to stop you while you were talking, but one of the things that I wanted to bring up is the fact about Bitcoin and what you guys are doing with that. Do you guys have any updates on that? I know you guys announced, I think it was about a month ago, that you guys are going to be backing entirely in gold and silver. And so is there any updates on that or anything?
Correct. Actually, funny thing is today, 21 million coins were actually transferred from the company's wallet to the secure escrow account wallet for 21 million tokens to back Bitcoin.
Wow.
And we have an announcement coming out with CCN that's basically going to show the proof, the actual transfer of the 21 million tokens. People can look at it on the blockchain. It's real.
Wow.
Everything that Maya Preferred says it does. And I understand that some people say, well, why would you lower the price of the coin to $250? Why? If you're worth 25 grand or 34 grand, why? And the answer to that is you're correct. We're very, very stupid for lowering the price of the coin to $250. But sometimes in life, in business, you have to take falls before you can climb the mountain.
Yeah.
And us sitting at $25,000, $30,000 and trading, only $20,000, $30,000 a day is really not the goal of the company. We would rather the coin be bought at 250 and skyrocket back up to $25,000. And what we have planned and what's about to be announced, everything that we have going on, there is no doubt in the company's mind that the coin is worth exactly what's backing it right now, which is $34,000 worth of gold and silver. And that number is going to change dramatically also very soon. People don't understand. You're correct, but when you said it's a process, and Maya Preferred 223 has done more in 4 months or 3 months being on the market than any other company I think's ever done. And what I mean by that is they didn't try to do an ICO and convince people. They went and showed you what they can do for 4 months. And now they're giving the opportunity back to the coin holders to purchase a token at a reasonable price. Because the more people that get involved in it at the $250 mark, the higher the coin is going to go when we unleash the trading again. And when people find out, again, today we transferred the 21 million tokens. And I know some people were probably worried looking at that. Oh, the company's looking to dump coins. That's not true. Yeah. That's why I'm glad we're on the show tonight. And the announcement's going to call that out on Monday. I believe the announcement's actually going to have a paragraph with the actual link you can click on, and you can actually see the 21 million coins transferred to the escrow accounts. We do what we say. Whatever we say, we do. And today was a perfect example of that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And I think that the fact that you brought up that those 21 million aren't going to be used for just dumping the coin is significant, because people do watch the wallets for both DFS and Maya, people that are in my community. And sometimes when large amounts get transferred, they get scared. They go, oh no, like what's going to happen from this? So the fact that we're clearing the air right now before anything said, done happens, that those 21 million tokens are not going to be used for some anonymous purpose. Those are going to be going into an escrow account to fully
They are in an escrow.
They are
in an escrow account.
So they're already in there.
And they're already in there, done. The next transfer that people will see from the company's wallet will be the back end of DFS. They will be going into the same escrow wallet. But again, there'll be a different amount of coins.
Yeah.
But when we finalize the deal, the only transfers people are ever going to see from that wallet are going from the company's account to the escrow accounts for the back end of that token.
Yeah.
And that is what we're going to do. There's only going to be 1 million tokens available to the world for the lifetime of this token. So what I mean by that is there's 249 million extra tokens sitting in an escrow account that will be used for backing other currencies. And I don't mean just small currencies like we're doing with DFS.
Yeah.
But eventually we plan on backing all the major currencies. When people realize that this is real, and I don't know how much more proof we can show about that, but when people see that this is really real, maybe something from the Mexican government would help that a lot. Or maybe, someone from the Mexican government joining the board of directors of Maya Preferred 223 would put an end to all of that. Once that happens, we will then continue to back the major cryptocurrencies that we feel are to stabilize the cryptocurrency world.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be great, and we'll get to know more of that as time progresses, I guess, with what you guys are doing and how you guys are expanding and everything along those lines. I know one of the most recent things that you guys have had is in something that I saw pretty fast, because I'm sure a lot of the people who are watching this know Ivan on Tech. Ivan on Tech
Correct.
is a very large YouTuber, one that a lot of people like me watch a lot and look up to. I know that
Correct.
he recently, in one of his episode series, YouTube videos, whatever you want to call it, was actually talking about you guys. And
yes, it was an honor, actually, to be honest with you.
I mean, and he spent so basically the article, I have it right here. The article that he was talking to you guys about was basically the most expensive cryptocurrencies. And he spent the most time talking about you guys than anyone else. Probably because you guys are Well, now you guys are the most, or you were the most expensive with the largest
No, we
market
still
cap,
are.
and
We
and
still
technically,
are.
yeah, I guess you still are. So you had the most expensive cryptocurrency, and in addition to that, you had uh, the largest market cap. And so those two
Yeah, let me say
combined, I
what.
mean, he was
Let me
talking about,
stop you there for one.
yeah,
Let me stop you 1 second, not to cut you off, but even if you take the amount of coins that we have, which is 250 million,
yeah,
and you times it by 250 coin
yeah.
price, we are the largest token by far over any other currency there is.
Mm-hmm.
So, Ivan on Tech was an honor to be on his show, to
Yeah,
be honest with you. And what I've understood is that there's a lot more coming from him on us.
really.
Uh, yeah. What I've understood is that Ivan will be doing a bunch of videos on Maya Preferred 223. He's what I understand is that he's gotten a liking to our coin because we've done everything we've said we've done
Yeah.
and what we said we were going to do, and that he's I think a fan of a currency that's higher than Bitcoin and is really backed by assets. So
So expect more
coming soon,
from
oh yeah, a lot more. I think a lot more from him.
more coming from Ivan on Tech soon then.
Yes, sir.
And I think that that's significant because I saw someone commented in one of my videos. They go, "You bro, you are the only one talking about these guys." And that same day, Ivan on Tech made a video about you guys, and I think I saw another person who made a video on you guys, and I was like, I'm definitely not. I might be the first person to have ever talked about them on YouTube, but I'm definitely not the only one anymore. Because if this guy with 300,000 subscribers is talking about you guys, I doubt that we're the only ones talking about this anymore. So
You were the first. You were
yeah,
the
so I think I
first.
was the first, but I'm definitely not the only one anymore, which is a good thing. It's a really good thing.
No,
Um,
actually, I believe tomorrow there's another person. I forgot the person's name. We were emailed and told about it that they're going to be coming out with a video on us also tomorrow. So the word is starting to spread,
yeah,
and and you were the analyst who picked it first. So that by itself shows what kind of remarkable skills you have on picking things that are undervalued and remotely telling people what you feel and what it is. Now other people are starting to follow you, including the king, Ivan on Tech.
yeah. I mean, that for me is kind of humbling because he's definitely one of those guys that I look up to a lot as just a person and a YouTuber. So having him start making content like this is really cool, and I'm definitely for one, I'm definitely excited to see where that goes from here, as well as I know you mentioned the possibility of more people coming in the coming days,
Right.
making more videos about this. One of the things, I guess another thing I wanted to ask you is with, I guess, all of these people starting to make, and it's kind of perfect timing because as this offering comes out for your guys' crypto, and I've talked
Right.
about this before, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm just shilling this thing, but I want people to
Right.
understand my mindset going into this. So
Okay.
with all this traction that has been getting gained, especially just it's almost like a snowball effect, I feel like, at this point, but there's been so much traction that has been grouping onto this, and so now that the offering is out, the coin is $250 per token. It creates and this is something I talked about in my video, it creates a huge potential for liquidity going forward. And what I mean by that is that the coin was so expensive before that very few people, independent people, were able to say, oh, I own a token or I own 5 tokens, and be
Right.
able to trade that comfortably. Now you can own 5 tokens for, what is it? I mean, what, just
thousand
a
bucks.
thousand, 2,000, about a thousand
Yeah.
five hundred bucks,
Yeah.
and you can own 5 of those tokens. Before that would have been $125,000, and
Correct.
the fact that you're able to do that for so cheap now, again, creates this liquidity thing. Or not even a thing, it's more of a solution. So now people
Right.
can trade 5 tokens. And the biggest thing is that the overall, and I've said this a million times, but people still don't understand. Since it's a cryptocurrency, the set supply isn't changing. The supply is
No.
remaining the same, and you're essentially just getting a significant amount of liquidity and volume coming into the coin. I mean, what if the price is frozen and you're only allowed to have buyers for 60 days at 100th of the price of what the token was? When the price is unfrozen, it cannot do anything but raise the value of the token. And I don't say that in a, I don't know how to say that in like a weird
Right.
way, but quite literally, if there is not allowed to be sellers for 60 days and a price of the token is 100th of what it was and the supply isn't changing and there's only buyers allowed, I mean, it's one of those things that when this thing, I mean, could quite literally explode in a good manner, and in fact, in a great
Correct.
manner.
Let me say one thing really quickly. Um, we have no intentions of selling a million tokens at $250. Okay. Let me set that straight.
Yeah.
We in our announcement we did say 60 days, but once we hit the threshold of what we feel is enough, we are immediately going to stop the offering. So it might not be 60 days.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a week. Okay, whenever that number hits, that we have that I feel personally, being an expert in the stock market and being a certified public accountant, I feel that will be enough to drive the coin and trade till it gets to $25,000 and actually trade at $25,000. We're not doing this. We're not making money by lowering the price of the coin.
Yeah.
Our back end of gold and silver is exactly the same. Nothing has changed.
That's another
Okay.
thing is I don't think people understand that. People go, "Oh, well, this is all just a big cash grab." You guys, if anything, you guys are losing. Like, if this was just a giant cash grab, why would you lower the price of your token 100
Mhm.
times before you took everything and ran? I mean, it wouldn't make any
Look,
sense.
no,
I mean, it's just
I said it before. I said it before. Sometimes in business, you have to make decisions that help you climb the mountain. And we made this decision to sell a certain amount of coins, and I'm not going to disclose what that is.
yeah.
But once it hits that certain amount of coins, or a huge company comes in with a financing agreement, we are immediately going to stop the forward split and the offering.
And I don't think that'll be too long away. I'm being completely
Um,
honest. I don't feel like that's too far away. Like before some big companies, big names, or something starts getting a hold of this, I think it's just at this point, it's just a matter of time.
we are doing this for one reason: to have the coin trade.
Hmm.
That is it.
Yeah, liquidity.
That's it. And it's not because the company needs to sell tokens. That's not it. We're doing it because we want the coin to trade $1 million a day in Bitcoins
Hmm.
a day. And we want it to trade normally. But like I said before, we're not selling 100 million token. I'm sorry, 1 million tokens
Yeah.
at $250.
Hmm.
Nowhere near that amount. I mean, we were born at night, but not last night. Okay.
Yeah.
But we will sell enough so the market can trade. And when those little tiny coins are gone, it's only going to go up. But this time we're going to have a big coin holder base. And at that point, it has to go up, especially that each coin is still backed with the same amount of gold and silver that it was before.
Hmm. So what is, and this is a little bit off topic, but I think you answered that perfectly.
Okay.
Um, what is the plans for? Obviously, for the next 60 days, it's exclusively CADX. Um,
Oh, absolutely. We love CADX, by the way.
yeah,
We
I
think
do too. They're
CADX is
easy.
easy,
Yeah.
beautiful to work with. Um, my coin holders open up accounts, buy coins whenever they want. Very simple.
Yeah.
And CADX is going to be CADX is going to be there for, of course, now. But don't be surprised if you see another listing within the 60 days.
And that's what I was kind of trying to lead into. When can we expect, or can we expect, that more exchanges? And I think the answer is obviously, or hopefully, going to be a yes. But like, can we expect more exchanges to start adding Mapper, or even DFS, or both, or one or the other? And if the answer is yes, then I guess when is a time frame when we could start seeing? I don't know if you can talk about who
Sure.
necessarily, but yeah. So talk a little bit more about the exchanges that both of these, because I would assume, and I've talked about this in one of my previous videos, is that I could basically assume that whatever Maya gets added onto, I could imagine DFS eventually would get added onto as well. So
Yeah, we'll start off with DFS for a second.
All right.
DFS will be on Cadex Exchange rather quickly.
Yeah.
We made an announcement about it, and now we're going to do what we say. I would have to say before the football season's over. I'm sorry, started, that for DFS, Cadex Exchange will be the exchange of choice.
Mm-hmm.
So that would make them have two exchanges on the coin market cap top 100, and that will get us listed immediately on coin market cap. Okay,
Yeah.
that's DFS. That's DFS. Now for Maya Preferred, we're in contracts right now of tokens back and forth with the four major exchanges, and we're talking about the top 10. Um, so we can be listed at any time decide to sign my name to something
Mm-hmm.
on those other exchanges. But right now, what we're doing is we're trying to get that certain amount of number of coins to be bought. And then as soon as that's done, you're going to see an announcement that goes out that says the offering has been suspended or canceled or whatever word you want to call, and the market is going to take off from there.
Mm.
And the day we do that, we're also probably going to announce a listing agreement with one of the top exchanges in the world.
Really?
And so that makes my confidence level very, very good when it comes to the coin going to go up.
Yeah.
We're not doing this to lose. Okay, and people that are paying $250 a coin, they really don't understand what kind of benefit they're going to get from owning Maya Preferred. Um, it it doesn't get better than this. And I don't want to be a salesman because I always tell people who ask me, should I buy the token? And I always tell them the same thing. No, don't buy it. Just watch it. Okay. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I'm not a salesman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care, I don't care if people buy or sell my token in the sense that, yes, we want people to buy the token to get to that certain number. And it's not a high number. Okay. Or we have contracts maybe coming in for a large amount of millions of dollars to purchase maybe the whole entire float.
Mm-hmm.
Once one of these things happen, I guarantee two things. One, the forward split ends, and two, a listing on one of the best exchanges in the world.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge, and I'm sure we'll know the name of that whenever that happens. And it'll probably be, I mean, honestly, if it's one of the bigger exchanges, I'll probably just make a video on it because I've done that before for Coinbase and a couple of the other ones that I've actually made videos on. When something, excuse me, my phone's buzzing off. When something significant like that actually gets added, so I'm definitely for one excited
And
about that.
of course, you'll be the first one I call because you picked us number one, so that's not a problem.
Yeah,
But I mean, we can be listed today if I really wanted to, but it's not the right time.
mm-hmm.
Right now, the right time is to have Cadex get the exposure that they deserve. Let them finish up this offering, whatever you want to call it. And as soon as that is done, then we'll be listed on FatBTC, Cadex, and possibly two, but definitely one top exchange.
Wow.
I like going one. I like going one at a time.
Yeah.
So it gets, because like you said it perfectly before, the snowball effect.
Mm-hmm.
When the $250 coins start to get sold, it's going to get bigger and bigger as we go along. Okay, and we already have a plan for what we're going to do next for the coin holders. So this is not just selling coins and we need the money. This is selling coins to create a market for the coin.
Yeah.
And we're allowing people to do this at a cheap price compared to what the coin is really worth.
Yeah.
And that's the only way that I figure we can do it.
I think that's fair. So at this time, guys, we are going to continue talking for a little bit longer, but I wanted to go ahead and ask you guys as the audience right now. I know a lot of people have tuned in and tuned out. If you guys have any questions, this is the time to ask them. I don't know if we'll be able to do an interview for a very long time, because again, for in the least the next 60 days, I'm sure you guys are going to be slammed and busy. But you've been very gracious with how many times that you've come on here, and I appreciate that. So if you guys have any questions to ask James himself, now is definitely the time. If not, we'll go ahead and wrapping things up here. But moving into some of the final points, James, one of the final questions that I had for you specifically is like, what is the what is the end of year picture? I wanted to say the end game picture, but I guess a better question for a more relative time frame is, what are the goals, or what goals can you tell us are the goals for by the end of 2019? This is the goal for Maya, and this is the goal for DFS. I don't know if there's anything written in particular, but maybe they're just mental for you. Like, this is your
well,
personal goal. I guess I'll just let you elaborate on
okay.
that.
All right, we'll start off with DFS real quick,
Mm-hmm.
okay? By the end of the year, we plan on being listed on multiple exchanges, be trading at multiple dollars, and being the best digital fantasy sports that there is,
Yeah.
and surprise the world by taking a coin that people said were nothing and turn it into something overnight,
Mm-hmm.
all just by structuring and bringing the right team together. I see many contracts, many as the baseball season I believe is ending, and the football season starting. I see the company itself growing. I see a lot of people wanting to be part of this, but is going to miss the ball. I think as far as the coin is concerned, I also mentally, honestly see DFS at about $5 a coin and having a $500 million market cap by I don't want to say the end of the year, but very short, the first quarter
Mm-hmm.
of next year.
Wow.
And I think people are not going to understand how it happened or why it happened, but they're all going to say we should have bought. That's the end of the story.
That's fair
And
enough.
but like I said, I'm not doing this for people to buy the coin. It doesn't matter to me if you buy or sell the coin. I'm not selling tokens,
Mm-hmm.
so it doesn't matter to me. But I answered your question.
Yeah.
As far as Maya preferred, well, we've done so much so quickly. Um, my real goal, and I don't want to like elaborate on this too much, but my main goal with Maya preferred is to bring big names, influential names from the Mexican government, along with influential business people here from America, onto our board of directors, and with the powers of be, to possibly become another currency for Latin America.
Hmm. Wow.
Um, to be with the right people on board, to be recognized by Latin America and Mexico and those countries there, be recognized as another, not a paper currency,
Mm-hmm.
but an actual cryptocurrency.
Wow.
And that would be earth shattering in my eyes if we were able to do that.
Yeah.
And the people that we have coming on board can get it done.
Mm-hmm. I think that.
And
Sorry, you got it.
good, great, that's all right. The first person that we're going to be bringing on can get it done all by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we are going to try to have that announcement out in the next 2 weeks, because that will put an end to, it's a scam. It's not recognized by the Mexican government. Why is this happening? It's not happening. This person all by himself, you can't get better than this.
Yeah.
For recognition, for credibility, and for people to understand that, yes, we're selling tokens at $250, but you don't know the number that it has to reach before we stop.
Yeah.
Okay. So my final thing for Maya preferred is to become again and stay the largest priced market cap coin in the world, and to also become Latin America's prime currency and be accepted at ATMs and all sources around the world.
I think that those are great goals for both of those. I mean, for DFS and for Maya, they're large goals, but they're, more importantly, they're achievable goals. So I think that's what really stood out to me about both of those guys. Someone actually did ask a question. They said, I don't know if I heard this right before, but are there a set amount of coins in the split offering, or will you continue to sell them right up until the 30th? Or right up until September 30th deadline, irrespective of how many?
Now, the answer to that question is we stated September 30th, but if enough tokens are sold that we feel is enough for the success of the market in Maya Preferred, we will immediately stop the offering or stop the sale, I should call it. It will stop immediately. And I will tell everyone the number is nowhere near 1 million. It's far from 1 million,
Lower.
much lower.
Okay.
Okay. And the reason for that is we only selling the tokens this price. So it creates a market for the betterment of the coin, the company, and the coin holders.
Yeah, and I guess
So
so. After the token sale, people will still be able to buy the coins, just not for such a cheap price. Is what you're saying?
I don't think nowhere near the price it's at right now.
Yeah. I'm 100% in agreement with you there. So, to answer your
So there is no definite date.
yeah,
There is a definite amount, but we're not disclosing that.
that's fair enough. So hopefully that, I mean, well, I guess not hopefully that does answer your question, Chris. Obviously lots of exciting times to move forward, especially over the next month, 2 months, up to 60 days at maximum. Lots of stuff to look forward to here. But if I guess we'll go ahead and start wrapping this up now. We have been going for almost an hour now. So, is
Okay.
there any final points that you want to talk about, touch on, uh, say anything?
Well, I just want to thank everyone for in the crypto world for accepting us as fast as they did. I know there's a lot of people that are skeptics, and I know there's a lot of people that don't believe. But I do want to say thank you for the people that do believe, who have bought the token, and I promise everything is being done in its power for the token to go back to where it's trading at or was trading at 2 days ago. Um, with what we have planned and the people that are coming aboard and the deals that we have going on and the large financing deals that are about to be signed, I have no doubt that anyone who's lucky enough to purchase the coin at this price cannot lose money in my eyes on this deal. And I just want to end it by saying thank you, basically, for you, crypto analysts, for accepting us in the beginning, and also everyone who's accepted us when we were nothing, not even trading on any exchange. And like I said, the snowball effect is starting, and I believe it's only going to get bigger and bigger as we go along.
And I'll completely agree with you there. So, guys, what I'm doing right now is I am throwing, if you guys want to know more, and if you guys want to invest in them, I recommend doing it through CADX because that is where the token sale is going on right now for what I believe to be a significantly discounted price of what it should be worth and what it's going to be worth. So I'm throwing the website of my preferred in the comment section right now. I'll also leave it in the description of this video, so if you're watching this back, you're going to be able to go. I'm throwing their website in there. James, thank you so much for coming on tonight. Again, it's one of those things where I'm very grateful to have people like you to be able to come onto the show and talk. So,
I say we do the next interview. I know there was not supposed to be no more interview, but maybe when we're on Beyonce. I think I call it Beyonce. I can never say the name of the exchange. They call it, what do they call it? Maybe when we get listed on that exchange or one type like that, we'll do one more interview.
okay.
Just to show people that we did actually do what we said we were going to do.
Yeah. And you guys have done everything that you guys have said you're going to do and more since I've started following you guys. So, awesome. So we appreciate it, James. Look forward to the next one. I'll be in contact with you about when we're going to be doing that and moving forward. And I'm excited to see how this offering goes. I mean, I've already heard and I've already seen that it's off to a great start. So congratulations on that, and hopefully, plenty of more good times to come.
Excellent. Thank you guys very much. Have a good night.
Yes, you too, James. So that's going to be a rounding off, probably one of the last interviews that we're going to be doing with James. It has been an absolutely phenomenal segment that we've been able to go through with him. Again, originally just starting with DFS, and then after a little while with DFS, his company was acquiring it, and then we got into Maya, and just it's been a very long road, a very great road, and what I believe to be a very opportunistic road. So very grateful for him coming on tonight. Thank you so much, James, for taking the time out of your very busy schedule, especially in times like right now, and coming on to the show. Hopefully this was very insightful and very helpful. I even found this very educational for myself, for someone who's already looked into this so much. So I'm very excited. As I have mentioned, I'm going to be participating in this coin offering. I'm going to be doing that through the Cadex exchange, of course. I'm going to be showing my receipts to actually prove that I'm buying this token on the Discord. So if you guys want to join the Discord, there's a link to that in the description down below. Completely free, no strings attached. I think you might have to make an account, and that's it. But you'll be able to join the Discord, and I'll be posting in there all my receipts for all the mapper MAPR, which is what I'm talking about right here, my preferred 223 that I'm going to be buying, because again, Maya and DFS are both projects I believe in, or else they wouldn't be on this channel, and there's something that I see as a huge potential of reward to the upside, and I do not say that lightly. So I want to make that very clear, and that's not something that I just throw around lightly. If you guys have been watching me for the last 18 months, you would know that that's not something that I throw lightly. So me personally, I'm looking at this as a great opportunity to come. So very grateful. Thank you so much, James. We're going to go ahead and start rounding this guy off right now, because there's really, I guess the interview's over. One of the things I guess we could do is take a quick look at Bitcoin just to see what's on here. I know a lot of people are just kind of interested. I'm actually semi-interested myself, just to see. It hasn't really actually moved at all, so there's not that much to talk about. Maybe a retest of the 200 EMA. But Bitcoin's been pretty stationary today, moving about, up or down, give or take around $50 to $100. But, okay, guys. So, yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. James, thank you so much for coming in here. Everyone else, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, be sure to shoot me some messages on email or Discord or however, and hopefully I can get back to those. Also, don't forget to comment in the comment section down below this video if you're watching it back, and I can always answer your questions there as well. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.